Interesting. Interesting. We have Misan Harriman, who was the photographer for Princess Beatrice. And it turns out that he's the photographer for Sista Space, who Ngozi Fulani, aka Marlene Headley, runs or used to run because she stepped back. Everybody steps back for these days. And then we have Misan Harriman being very good friends with Misha Nunu, and now he turns out to be Meghan Markle's photographer. And it turns out that Harry, Meghan Markle, Princess Eugenie, and Jack Brooks band vacation together when Meghan didn't have a passport and was still a working royal in Italy, yes. And it turns out that Jack Brooksbank was brand ambassador for George Clooney at Tres Amigos or something like that, the brand, tequila brand he had. I don't believe in coincidences. Please, Liz, this is going to be a little bit of an interesting video. What do you think? And of course she knew Prince Andrew. Good morning, beautiful people. Thanks again. Thanks for watching my videos. Thanks for always coming to see me, those of you who do. I want to make a public announcement. Beware in your PayPal account if you suddenly start having issues trying to log in or it kicks you out while you're logged in, because that means that somebody's trying to get in. And if you can't log in or you're having issues with that, that means somebody has hacked your account. I had the unfortunate experience that they hacked my PayPal account. They took over $8,000. I have submitted a complaint. I filed the report with PayPal. I hope they have to investigate, but I've been reading horrible stories about how they don't pay if they come to the conclusion that, you know, they don't have enough evidence, but they don't tell you what enough evidence is. I sure hope, because that was all the money I had there for everything. So be aware when you do your PayPal thing. Yes, beware. Okay.
My daughter's certainly a prize for him as well. But my daughter's been a princess since the day she was born. But my daughter's very intelligent. She knows how to choose who she wants to be with. She can always rise to that occasion. My daughter is capable of anything, and she'll certainly be a compliment to the royal family.
And for that reason, for those of you who donate to my channel, I have a new PayPal account. I leave it in the description box and also in the pinned comment under my video. So thanks for the super thanks and all the support you guys give. That didn't age well, that interview by Mr. Markle. I wish, like the pictures he had taken of himself, you know, I wish he could take that interview back, because this is what took away his credibility. That subsequent interviews, he denied everything he had said at the beginning because he wanted to protect his princess. No. And this is where Meghan Markle gets all her narcissistic traits, because you can see when he says, why not? She was born a princess. And I can just see him telling her. I mean, I tell my son he's amazing and stuff like that. But the way he said it, something was not right. I'm sorry, but it's really, why not? She was born a princess. And yes, Mr. Markle, you are right. She is capable of anything. And nothing good. Nothing good at all. So let's get into the topic of this video, which is the York connection. You know, we've had Sarah Ferguson right now exploiting the Queen's corgis, which is pretty awful. I think the Queen would be humiliated and embarrassed that her dogs are being exposed and exploited in such an embarrassingly exploitative manner. It is beyond the pale. But again, Sarah Ferguson has no shame. The York girls have no shame. Do you remember when Meghan Markle in the Netflix things, they show a scene of her? Inside, and Harry playing tea inside of the Queen's childhood home. You know, she got a dollhouse, but it was like a Queen's dollhouse. And she gave it to Beatrice. She entrusted it to Beatrice to take care of it and oversee its overhaul and stuff like that. Well, it turns out that Beatrice authorized Harry and Meghan Markle into that house. And I know what many of you are going to say, well, she didn't know. I'm sorry, but I think she knew. Now, I don't know if you know this, but when Meghan didn't have her passport, she flew twice to Italy, one to a wedding and the other one to George Clooney's house. Many of you have wondered how come George Clooney was invited to Meghan Markle's wedding and how allegedly George Clooney said he didn't know them. That is absolute BS. I think he was just making fun of something because Eugenie's husband worked for George Clooney's company, his tequila company. He was the head. They make up this fake titles, so they can justify paying him a lot of money for being married to Princess Eugenie and giving them a lot of exposure. He was brand ambassador for the tequila or whatever it was. So they hung around a lot and they did know them. In fact, Eugenie was upset that the story of them vacationing at the Clooney's villa got leaked because she was there with her husband. So this is where we start getting the connection. Now we have Sarah Ferguson going around saying that she didn't know Meghan. Please, I mean, why the lies? In this instance, I do believe Meghan. I believe that she knew them through Eugenie. And just like, I don't know how many of you are familiar with Elizabeth Holmes. Remember the founder of Theranos, that thing with the drop of blood that she fooled everybody? And everybody started wondering, how did she fool everybody? All she needed to do, and she knew this, was get one of the elites to trust her. Because she knew that once one of the elites trust her or invest in her, the rest will follow. Just like Kevin Costner movie, build this stadium, and the rest will, and they will all come. Remember that baseball movie with Kevin Costner? Well, he built that baseball stadium, and he said, if you build them, they will come. It's the same thing, and it's the principle that a lot of fraudsters do. For example, you have Elizabeth Holmes, you have Jeffrey Epstein. All Jeffrey Epstein needed to do was to get into and get one. The one that he got was Ghislaine Maxwell, who was incredibly well connected. So, and that billionaire guy that he tricked, once that billionaire guy trusted him, all the other billionaires, that was the green light for all the other billionaires to trust them. So this is just very personal. I believe that the person who really got Meghan Markle, sorry, that was City. But all that Meghan Markle, it is my firm belief that yes, Marcus Anderson played a big role in getting Meghan Markle in Soho House, and they became best friends because he was also like a brand ambassador for Soho House, and he procured girls, I think. And he hired women to be brand ambassadors too, And the fact that Meghan Markle could sneak Harry in the back with the other girls, and thanking the other girls, and it tells you a lot. It tells you, number one, it's not the first time she'd done it. And this is the funny thing, that it doesn't dawn on Harry, the fact that Meghan Markle was able to flawlessly plan his entry, his unnoticed entry into the Soho House. That should say something. Wouldn't that send red flags? Because it would send a flag to me telling me that she's done it before many times to do it with such ease. But no, it doesn't send any flags. Instead, every time he questioned her, she would start crying. How dare you? Meghan, is it true that you're a liar? How dare you? Okay, honey, I'm sorry I asked. She would never need to answer. All she needed to do was fake cry with her left eye. But going back to the York girls, there's a deep connection there. Now Sarah's going around saying that she didn't know Meghan, while Meghan is saying on Netflix, and even Harry is saying that Fergie's the one who taught her how to curtsy, and it seems to have been a connection from before. So for people who say that the Clooneys didn't know them, I think George Clooney was being sarcastic. because he did know them. He did know them. And whenever the York girls are invited, or the Yorks in plural, and this goes down to Prince Andrew. Now, there are rumors that Meghan Markle was actually gunning for Prince Andrew. She never thought she'd get Prince Harry. Some rumors that say that she did know. She was acquainted with Prince Andrew. Make of that what you will. But that she did know them, the four of them, very well, actually. During the Queen's funeral, when everybody was saying, "Oh, look, Jack Brooksbank doesn't even want to look at him," and blah, blah, blah. No, they were pretending. We've seen in the Netflix how close they are. We've seen the communications that they have. They just pretend in public because they think that we don't know. They think that we're stupid. But Meghan Markle, Sarah Ferguson, Princess Eugenie, Princess Beatrice, and Prince Andrew, they knew each other pretty well. Prince Andrew is a very besties, one of the besties of the Soho owner in London. And he was a regular visitor along with Sarah Ferguson and her two daughters. Meghan Markle, prior to meeting, she has also come on record and and in this one, I believe her when she says that she knew Eugenie before she met Harry. And yet she didn't know Prince Andrew. Pretending, "Oh, who's that? Who's that?" She's asking Harry. "Is that a valet? Is that an employee?" "No, that's Prince Andrew, Princess Eugenie's father." "That's how I knew she didn't know about us, Harry." I mean, the things that he says, oh my God. Yeah, so I'm going to leave this for Prince Harry. Don't you wonder how Meghan Markle could sneak you in so easily, effortlessly into the Soho house in London? I mean, ding, 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 alarm bells go off. But I can tell you this, no matter how, I'm pretty sure that he knows the truth by now. He knows the truth by now, but he's going to ride or die with it. And Eugenie and Beatrice and Sarah Ferguson and Prince Andrew. Now Prince Andrew's talking about doing a book. I wonder if he's going to use Meghan Markle's thing. And then we have Meghan Harriman. Meghan Harriman, who was the photographer for Princess Beatrice's wedding and stuff like that. And then we have Meghan Harriman being Meghan Markle's photographer and being the photographer for Sister Space for Ngozi Fulani. I mean, what do you guys think? I find it really appalling.